What is up, friends, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII video. In this video I am going to do one of those sacrilegious things and actually give out about this amazing game. Now, I'm currently on my second playthrough of the game, and one part of the entire experience still juts out as being frustrating, annoying, diabolical and unfun, and that is Nibelheim Part 2. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the story, I love the changes they've made when you revisit this location, like listen to the head chef singing. You have one of the funniest moments ever with Aerith where you're on the little platform and then you couldn't time it better. Tifa just comes very sinisterly. She's going to murder Aerith later, going to beat Sephiroth to it. But yes, the main frustration with this entire chapter was, of course, controlling my personal favourite character of the entire feckin' franchise, which was Cait Sith. So, to cut a very long story short, basically what is happening in this section is that Cait Sith needs access to a terminal console, which is in Shinra Manor. Now, to get into the manor, or the mansion, sorry, we need to get an ID card from someone who is conveniently in the reactor. That's fine, and that part of the chapter is grand. It's only when you actually control Cait Sith that things get incredibly chaotic, and I think I've lost, the majority of my already falling out hair over its gameplay. Now remember, as I said, it's a beautifully written chapter, and again we get all these flashbacks and lots of different information about Cloud's, mental degradation, Zack, some fun fighting. Tifa and Yuffie join you on this, so a fun party to say the least. No, the problem with this chapter happens back at the town itself. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final boss in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If you stop playing this game at this moment, I totally understand, because maybe it's the music, maybe it's the angle, maybe it's just the mechanics, maybe it's because you have a doll Moogle that should just be able to walk through the Mako anyway, but even the walk from there to there over to get the boxes, that sound effect of the box dropping for the 80th time, carrying over the box. Yeah, this was, for me, I tried everything. I tried going up on boxes. I then accidentally dropped it in the pool, and I think the F-bombs were flying out of me there. So yeah, I can't even quantify how long I spent on this. Poor Barrett and Aerith were just like, come on, let's get on with this, and I just could not, for the life of me, figure out the angle, the position. So yeah, this was quite frustrating. And again, it's not, well, I suppose it is skill based, and I dropped the box in again. Even watching this back is triggering. Like, look, I couldn't even get off the box then. But and then the worst part of this is that finally, after all this time, energy, effort and hair loss, and you finally do manage to chuck the box in, and you're like delighted with yourself, and you're about to like escape, you're about to go chuckable racing. Look at me, I'm like raging because the game basically says, okay, yeah, do it again. Just leave me to, like, Cait Sith, I'd imagine, is immortal down here. Just leave him down here. The other two can find another way out. And just when you think your suffering is over, you then control Cait Sith for a large portion of this chapter, having to do like other like puzzles, like moving weights around, like activate levers. The problem is that unless you have Cait Sith leveled up with good equipment or good mechanics, these fights can be absolutely insane, especially this adjudicator boss fight, because like I spent most of the time constantly just like throwing potions on myself, because they've got like barrier, they've got like magic barrier, very hard to like stagger them, at least probably the way I've been doing it. So again, more hair loss that I'm going to invoice Square Enix for. Just a sour note. And it only gets worse, because would you believe that for some reason Square Enix were like, no, you've got a frustrating minigame, you've got hard combat, let's give Cait Sith his own mini boss fight.
What now?
Yeah, what now? Exactly. I mean, the torture did not end. And this is a character that I love from the original, a character that I love still. But like, look at this, doing 3-4 damage with autos is not the tea. Unless maybe I built him wrong and he's just been neglected. But I've been playing and leveling him and investing in him, and I still find this incredibly frustrating. Now, obviously, we did end up beating this chapter. I don't think actually at this moment I realised I didn't have any fire materia on him, so maybe I am to blame. I will be the first to admit it. And just when you've survived all of that incredibly well designed gameplay, you then have to do this, which I don't think is like, there's no high stakes to it, but like it's still triggering because your blood pressure's up. You're like, okay, what else is this game going to ask me to do? But like I can't even get the manifestations because I haven't really been making items. At this point I just wanted to chuck Cait Sith off the lift, to be honest. Like, I think this level is the longest level we've had where we're not controlling Cloud, and by God was I ready just to get Cloud back. He's a moany wee thing, but like, come on, I've missed him at this stage. Even like moving these boxes around, I was like, oh God. And then even at this stage they're like, no, you have more to do. You have this thing to kill. At which point I was like, can we just skip to the Black Temple and sacrifice Cait Sith here? We'll figure out another way of doing it. Even though we had like Barrett and Aerith at this time, you know, I don't even smoke, but I was considering taking it up, get a drink, go on a break, go on a small holiday. I think in this point I play Aerith and Barrett and not Cait Sith, because like he could just do his own thing. And then eventually when you do beat the boss, you just want to never replay this chapter again. Even Cait Sith's like, no, yeah, he knows. Square Enix knew what they were doing. Which is unfortunate because the chapter overall, plot-wise, is quite important and interesting, because if you continue on down this route and you stick with this chapter, you'll regroup with Cloud, and of course you will come across the iconic Vincent Valentine, which I think is Square's attempt to try and erase all that bad experiences you've just had trying to escape Hojo's dungeon.
Vincent Valentine.
But yeah, this chapter I think is unforgivable. I'm gonna put it out there. When I was playing it first time, I was like, this is gonna stop speedruns in their tracks, because it's just going to debilitate everyone's mental stamina. But yes, let me know in the comments below if I am just talking out of my arse with how difficult this chapter was, how frustrating it was, and let me know if it is as bad as Gungaga's jungles. Till next time. Beep.